Hey, you stupid ass little bitch, this is comedy. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day, great weekend, blah, blah, blah.
I look good, and can't nobody freaking like I could. Yeah, okay, I got a little fat butt. My shorty told me that he like it like that. I'm happy, another me that never can be. See, I'm so outstanding. Don't care if they can't
You know what time it is, right?
Damn, I look good, and can't nobody freaking like I could. Yeah, okay, I got a little fat butt. My shorty told me that he like it like that. I'm happy, another me that never
Unleash
can be.
the
See, I'm
hounds
so
of
outstanding.
war.
Don't care if they can't stand me. I'm sitting on top of the world like damn, I look good, and can't nobody freaking like I could. Yeah, okay, I got a little fat butt. My shorty told me that he like it like that. I'm happy, another me that never can be. See, I'm so outstanding.
Goodness gracious, what the fuck has been going on? I've been having my own troubles trying to get this piece of shit out. And universe willing, we're not going to have any issues with this one. I'm sick of the surprises, all the unannounced bullshit. You know, I'm a very structured person. I like to have all my ducks in a row. Not a big fan of people and their bullshit excuses or being inconsiderate. And you get a lot of that from people nowadays. Everybody's so self-involved and they think it's the them show. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Yeah, I'm coming in hot. Cracked open a delicious Delight International Oreo iced coffee. We're gonna get the lead out. I really am flabbergasted. Jeff Cry, what the fuck is going on, man? This is the Comedy Wars? Oh, that's what's going on now? Making blanket statements and bringing up people's names that you have no business mentioning. Isn't that cute? How you're so quick to name drop and include yourself in the conversation with somebody who you don't share the stage with whatsoever. There's something about the arrogance of a guy who is a bad Clint Eastwood impersonator, impressionist, whatever you want to categorize it as. This fetish with cigars, you know, I think that's more so an oral fixation. We could explore that if we want, but Jeff, I just think you're a fucking loser, man. A couple episodes back, it wasn't that I defended you or your behavior. I did, however, try my best to make it known, give people some awareness that perhaps your grift was of the intentionale. In the same vein of the Akash situation, which has seemed to simmer down now. He hasn't been getting lit up every moment of his life. I'm sure he'll always have comments underneath whatever he posts mentioning it. There's still people haunting Kim Kardashian about the Ray J sex tape. I mean, if that's your goal in life, you think that's what you were put on this planet to do, is remind Kim Kardashian that she made a sex tape? Right on, man. You know, like, what a high purpose that you have the honor of serving. I mean, who are we to judge you, right? In your omnipotence and glory. Are you fucking kidding me? These guys that just run around doing nothing. And to go off topic a little bit, it is funny when you see guys like Lewis, who just have time for everybody. I mean, he's quote tweeted me, which is pretty cool. That's why I am grateful that I haven't been completely obliterated by his community. You know, there's some tolerance. And I did make him laugh the other day. Little dad joke. And look, I'm not Mencia. I'm not over here ever trying to take credit for shit. There's so many people who mean. I heard that joke from my dad, so I don't know. That's why I'm saying dad joke shit. Some of you guys try way too fucking hard for nothing. And it is that line from The Dark Knight, Joker talking about the dog chasing the car. Wouldn't know what to do with it if he had it. Just doing things to do them. You need to have something. It can't just be an empty vessel waiting to be inhabited. Walking around soul snatched. But really, it's this running out of time mentality, this unscrupulous behavior where Jeff is just so far gone. He's so beyond redemption. And you've got the nerve to mention Tim Dillon is just insane. Oh yeah, he used to giggle on Tim's pod. Shows how out of touch you are. You weren't a fan back in the day. Another sign of being inward. And let that sink in. I don't want to just gloss over that moment, because that is a deep part of his psyche. Inwardness. Being very closed off and then championing himself around it. He was just on a pod mentioning that. And has no problem doing his shitty pod and saying it himself all alone. Which, you know, I'm not over here glorifying my pod. Anybody who's been along for the ride, they kind of know I'm king shit over here. I'm on my Jabba the Hutt. I never said that I was better, but I'm certainly not going to be worse than a guy like you. You know, just... Tim's not going to come to your rescue. I hope you realize that. I don't know why you brought his name up, but Tim's not going to come save you or be double down with you. Be like, oh yeah, Ben Avery is a fucking... Yeah. You're a schmuck. You're actually a schmuck. I'm getting so heated up, I gotta take a dab right now. Hang on, Jeff. This purple tangy is calling my name. And as we take a break while I do this dab, big shout out to Daisuke, man. Once again, appreciate you showing up for the stream premieres. Anybody who ever wants to come hang out when I'm doing those, you're more than welcome. motherfucker a wrench, because he's in everybody's shit, so, yeah. Thanks again, bro. But I mean, come on, Jeff. You have this habit of inserting yourself into circles you don't belong in. And there's no universe where you convince me that wasn't your intention. I'm not that gullible, man. You'll find a lot of motherfuckers out there like that, dumb enough to engage with you and see past the view botting and all that shit. But a guy like me, well, I just don't give a fuck about all that. To me, you're just a weirdo. I'm disappointed you haven't engaged with me after the little post I made. 11,000 views the last time I checked it. Over 100 likes. Imagine if I was getting paid off some shit like that. And once you hit a level beyond something you've done before, because, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm the king of X and everything I say gets a shit ton of roto. I'm lucky if I get 10 likes. A lot of you are. There's many people, one guy I called out on this post I'm referencing, who didn't get the joke, and instead of moving on with his life, wanted to take it too serious, and you get to expose people who post into the abyss and don't get any engagement whatsoever. And then they're somehow upset that you have motion for a moment. And I don't sit around and pretend that it's all mine or I'm the motion master. Nobody knows how nice it is until it happens. I've had plenty of good engagement on stuff before. But as I was kind of talking about on a previous pod, because we'll veer off a little bit, because fuck Jeff. Jeff's a bitch. But we were talking about on that previous episode I didn't get to wrap up because of unfortunate events, where I've been kind of a content engineer, so to speak. I've been an unsung hero. And there are people in communities that know about me, which is a big honor, because I don't go around and parade myself or think that I deserve anybody's attention or whatever. It's nice when I get it, and then I want to value it in a way that makes people feel seen, instead of just pretending that they don't exist or not engaging with them at all. I'm not like that. And I'm sure everybody has the intention to be as present as they can until it gets too much. It hasn't gotten to that point yet. If it ever gets to that point, people will have ways to stick around and make themselves known. But I've had clips that have gotten hundreds of thousands of views. If you go to my YouTube, I have more views on my channel than a lot of other people who are in the same spheres as I am, right? And this isn't a flex. It's not me saying, oh, I'm better than you because of X. It's making a point that what I do is also valuable in a different way. And I'll go specifically into clips right now, because that's what we were doing on the last episode before I faded it out, because again, shit happened. Well, the You're Not Oppressed video. And if you haven't seen that, go watch it. I'll self-ad right now. It's old. I've already seen like a shit ton of views off of it, and I'll expand on that later, because I've talked about some of this stuff, the deeper parts of it, which most people don't have the patience to look into. But it's very obvious when you take the time to actually look at what you're dealing with. You can go, oh, this makes sense. YouTube is very intelligent with the way that the algorithm is set up, how it tags things, and making sure that if you are doing something with content and it's modified in a way, they know how to automatically take the income from the ad revenue it would generate and assign it to the content owner. Sometimes it's a messy business. There's somewhat of a self-sacrifice I make on YouTube, as because I choose to use audio in the background, it will get flagged. I don't give a flying fuck. It doesn't matter to me. If I make any money off the YouTube platform, it's going to be in the form of super likes and memberships, which again, still very available. I did have plans to do a bonus today with a friend of mine. It didn't sync up at the last second for him. Couldn't be mad at him because we spent 50 minutes riffing on the phone, and that's my brother and best friend. So I'd rather have that, do a little private podcast basically for him and I, and then come and do the real thing. It was a good preparation for me to get into the headspace and have fun. That's what I want to do when I'm doing the pod, is have fun. Unlike Jeff Dye, who just wants to complain about everything every second of his fucking life and remark about things. Why don't you go over to the UK and do that comedy? You'll do really well, Jeff. Just move out of this fucking country where you're a waste of space and go to the place where nobody can call you names. And the comedy's the same. Doon. Nobody's gonna call you out for all the shitty things you say. You're gonna go where nobody will say your name, that you are a faggot, or that you are a retard. Like, it just, please, move on with your fucking life and go somewhere that you belong. You don't belong here with people who believe in equality and free speech, being able to say whatever you want about anything. And that You're Not Oppressed video, people who want to switch identities, right? I'm sorry, but Tim didn't make that clip. Joe Rogan never made that clip. I made that clip. Nobody else, not his producers, and that's not a shot at Ben. I'm not saying anything about that. My point is that no one had the thought to take that minute I took and turn it into a clip. There is a talent in that. Anybody who doesn't think so, there is. Because if it generates 340,000 views, that's a value. That's a measurable value that I created out of thin air with my own effort. And the algorithm automatically assigned the money to the copyright owner. Get it? So Tim got paid for that clip I made. I didn't get any money off that. Tim did. I was unmonetized. But the algorithm still knows how to snatch the money and give it to the proper person. Make sense? So, that's one clip I've had, and that was just a minute clip. I really like doing the long form clips because people are too used to the swipe mentality. I want to be a source of content that pulls away from that, gives you more long form storytelling, and pulls you into this environment where your whole headspace becomes what's going on. And maybe some of the other clips I have don't achieve that same level. You know, everybody knows me again from when I go into the show or the Lemon Party chats. These people know me from like the Whitney Cummings, Tim Dillon destroys Whitney Cummings, Ben is my brother and best friend clip. And that's what, an 18 or 19 minute long clip. And I started at such a perfect part because it's towards the end of the podcast. And a lot of people get burnt out and don't have the attention span. So they miss out on this good shit. And here I am wondering, why isn't this out here? Why doesn't it exist? I mean, what's going on? Have people just decided that, no, we're not gonna, you know what I mean? So I decided to just take this clip, and the next thing I know, it started to gain some traction. And that's the funny thing about YouTube and the algorithm. You really don't ever know right. You can kind of guess or have your assumptions about certain things, but you genuinely don't know when you're gonna have content pop off. I didn't know the You're Not Oppressed video was gonna pop off. I put that up to show somebody it. I wanted to be able to share the clip, so I just uploaded it quickly and hastily. And the next thing I know, it was the most popular clip on my channel. So if that tells anybody anything about how the algorithm works, because there's a deeper mentality to it, but seriously, if anybody is confused about how that shit works, take my advice. It has nothing to do with what most people shove down your throat. It really is about not only what you're making, but what you watch with your account that you upload it with. If you're engaging with a lot of specific content, your content will pop up, believe it or not. You'll see your content pop up randomly. If you're into gaming, you'll see your content pop up in other gaming content. People will watch videos, and then all of a sudden, they'll see your content and go, oh, okay. So don't be too pigeonholed by certain things. But yeah, I mean, the great thing about the algorithm, it will pull these views as time goes on. And there are ebbs and flows, almost like waves, where certain content will resurface or something happens with these specific people that were a big part of the episode, and then the next thing you know, they're giving this content more views again because it is a popular clip that once did very well. So this clip went to 200K, I think, now. And I have other ones where the storytelling ones that I mentioned, where he talks about Dennis, life in the big city, right? And Howie, just dancing and doing blow. You got to make it to the end of the video to know what I'm talking about. But the point is, those videos slowly crept up to the 100K mark. I think the OJ video where he's lying in bed naked with Devin Costa, a fucking hidden gem that people don't appreciate. I feel like that one should be over 1 million. But who am I to even cast judgment? I'm not saying I'm the arbiter of everything again. It feels like him being laid up naked with Devin. That's kind of a given. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I try to just do my own thing now instead of doing that, because I know people like that. And I did do a couple videos, like not too far back, but a little while back, kind of as a callback and a way to say to people, it's not farewell or whatever, but I know there's people who follow me because they want that. And so I did put up like the Tim Dillon Mike Racine supercut, which is great. You should go check. I mean, I love Mikey. I really do. I was sad he wasn't at Skankfest. But that's a great clip, even though it's not as popular as the other ones. I still think it's great. And I have other clips that never blew up as much, you know, but they did get into like the 30s and 40s territory, which is fine. That's fine. I've also done my own content in shorts form, and, you know, you tend to appreciate it a little more because, I don't know, I'm not trying to romanticize it or whatever, but when you hit 6K, even if it's just you playing a stupid video game, but you get 6K views off what you just did, that's all we want, right? We just want a little moment of recognition. We want to feel good about what we're doing. We don't want to feel bad. We don't want to have it feel taken away or like we're not good enough. It's nice to hit that moment and be like, all right, I'm not getting 100K views, but at least I can pull some in. There's something there. And everybody wants to earn it on their own. This post on X, as I'm rounding the whole point back around again, And we'll say fuck Jeff Dye just again to like keep the theme going. But to round it back out, that post blowing up, me getting over 100 likes and over 11K views, I don't get that kind of motion on X. I've seen other people that I engage with do it, and I always wonder, will I ever have a pop-off moment like that without having to go premium or do any of that stupid shit, without a check mark? And I did. And thank you to everybody early on in who gave that shit momentum and retweets. I appreciate Lemonheads. I appreciate Vandal. I appreciate Dave Wright. I appreciate... don't let me leave people out, because I'm going to feel bad. Brosif. There were many people that took the time, even Sweeze, like, people took the time to engage with that and make sure it got around. Everybody did. The Lemon Party people blew that up. Thank you for the engagement. I mean, that was cool. And that's one part that I make sure I don't want to abuse any type of goodwill that I've earned with people. I don't want people to think that, oh, this motherfucker's out for this purpose. He's got an agenda. Oh, boy. No, not really. I like hanging out with these people. I like being a part of the scene. Ever since I did have the personal connection I made with some of the comedians, it just changes you. You're not the same anymore. And that's the truth, that we all don't know how much time we have left. I could fucking bow out tomorrow. You can all laugh at that, but that shit could happen. I'm not saying everybody would be up in arms and sad. Life goes on. Look at some of the greats that have died, and we don't even fucking care, man. Like, Ozzy's gone, and you don't see people posting every day like, it just ain't the same without Ozzy on this planet. And I'm telling you, so many metalheads out there, that was God to them. Or the devil, however you want to look at it. And he's gone. Nobody is ruined about it, because life goes on. It's the truth. And I wouldn't expect anybody to be held up. But me recognizing that, you want to take advantage of the moment. You want to make the most of what you got going on. You don't want to just lose everything, as I've said. So, thanks again for all the engagement on that post. That was huge. I'm just grateful. All right? And it's funny that it had to come at such a fucking like a silly way of doing it. I guess all you have to do to get famous now is say that Jeff Dye raped you. So, if anybody's looking to score big, fuck these little cryptos. just say Jeff Dye. Jeff Dye saw you at a grocery store and he started feeling up the melons. That's all it takes. A little effort. Have a little fun with it, right? I don't know. Just goofing. Just having a funsies. I still think it's pathetic, though, that I don't even know how to break it down, really, but let's just think about it for a second. Let's take a step back. Let's not take a side of Ben or Jeff, right? Let's just look at it from the outside as a normal whatever. Why in the flying fuck, and I need to know this, why would they do anything to impact Lemon Party? If we want to just be objective and go with the narrative, even though the narrative's bullshit, let's just play along, right? Apparently, there was harassment and bullying on the show. Okay, so you remove the show, because that's where it happened. Okay. Why was Lemon Party targeted all of a sudden? What was wrong with the two other people that are part of that? Do you think it's fair to strike them down? And then the funny thing in me says, what's the pivot here? Because I don't want to move away from the Lemon Party brand. But do you start calling it Meat Spin or Two Girls, One Cup, Tub Girl? Do you pick something else and come back as a different brand but just do the same exact shit and still have the Lemon Party shit? And I don't know. I'm glad that Ben still did the show on Rumble despite him grumbling, and I mean that affectionately. I get it. You don't want to be a Rumble show. You don't want to be on the same platform as a guy like Fuentes and Crowder, and you don't want to be pushed into a space where you get labeled as something. I understand that completely. You're not the only person who, if they get shunned from YouTube, they feel a tether broken that can't be restored elsewhere. There isn't a competitive platform where you don't have to worry about something going wrong, right? There just isn't. There's no safe space. YouTube is really the decider of fates a lot of the time for people to get publicity, but I mean, who's to say YouTube hasn't become TikTok now? Do you get what I mean? Where it's nothing but bots, and let's suppose that 2K views you get, let's just suppose they don't mean anything. What if that's just all bot views? Because have you ever noticed that most videos get to about 2K and then they shut down? I wonder why. I mean that too. I'm not talking about the guys who actually get some genuine views on their shit, like 400 or 500 views. I'm talking about the people that every time they upload, whether it's a short or long form content, they're only hitting about 2.1, 2.2K, and then the video just shuts down, and there's no more engagement with it whatsoever. You ever wonder what the fuck's going on there? So when you're putting all of your eggs in one basket with YouTube, so to speak, it's not a good idea. I think one of the people who caught on to this early, and for people who just don't have excess cash to throw around, it's tough. But he was smart to pivot to his own network, do his own thing, have his own website where you can't take things away, where he's accountable 100% for all the decisions, and all they have to worry about is, what we're doing legal? Is this legal, what we're doing? Or is it... And that's a great position to be in, instead of worrying about, do we have to edit out this and this and this to please YouTube? And even if we do that, are they still going to take the video down and give us a strike and threaten to remove our channel because we're in violation of some policy that we weren't even aware of existing? You know, that's a really big ask to have for anybody, and I'm not too sure what people gain from that. I'm just one of those people who find it incredibly weird. There's so much more going on, and you know, you can't trust any of these platforms. You can't trust TikTok. We all know TikTok is getting pumped mega with fake bot views and fake comments. AI is running rampant. People don't see what's going on. I don't see it the same way anymore. You know, when there's some broad on Instagram that gets 6 million views on something or whatever, I look at that as like really 1,000 views, and the rest are all fake. Because you don't have 6 million comments. You got like 1,000. I get that not everybody has time to comment, but at the end of the day, I just don't buy it as much. I don't. Especially when I'm going to sit here and admit, I know when bots are liking my shit on X. I'm not out here paying. You think I got money for that shit? I don't have money to subscribe to my favorite comedians. You think I got money for bots? You're out of your fucking mind. I don't have Jeff Dye money. But I digress. YouTube does feel like the place you need to be to have the most exposure, and that's tough. Doesn't feel like that's going to change anytime soon. Internet feels bottlenecked. You used to just be able to turn on TV to a specific network, and everybody kind of watched one channel at a certain time. That's never coming back. You're never going to have everybody tune in to the same shit. It just won't happen. Now, it does happen in some countries where they have their people locked down. They have certain broadcasts at certain times and the whole country fucking obeys. Don't think that won't come here. At the rate we're going, I'm not angry at anybody, but wow, man, people are making some decisions, and they should think about the decisions they're making. They should question themselves a little bit more, some self-reflection. Guys like Jeff Dye, just think about what you're doing. Think about how negatively you're impacting the people around you. And is it worth the suffering? Is it worth what you're doing to people? I just gotta know. You can tell me. Tell me the truth. Don't hide it from me. But I get it. You're too cowardly. You're too fucking cowardly, little bitch boy. That's all you do. All bark, no bite. I'm sick and tired of that courage the cowardly dog shit. Hiding in the shadows. You've been doing the fucking letterbox shit with the still image for years. That's so lame, bro. Why don't you just post a clip? Is it because it doesn't hold up as strong when you say it, but you think as a message, as a tisk-tisking message, it does better on social media? So is that you? Are you just the guy that can only do social media? That's asshole licking shit. You're the guy that licks the shit out of an asshole. You're a human bidet. I did kind of make a joke about you wanting to be in the next Human Centipede, and you're volunteering for the middle part. I called you Jeff Diarrhea. That was a good one. It's just sad, man. It's sad. I'm not even riffing on the sad to see what you become shit. It's sad, man. It's sad as fuck. What's wrong with you, dude? You don't have any actual human beings in your life to check that kind of behavior, put you in your place, and tell you what a fucking bitch you are. You don't. You don't have anybody in your life that cares about you enough to do that for you. And in a way, that's all Ben was doing. He was just trying to make you a better comic, appeal to more people, give you more engagement, and you just don't fucking get it, do you, you dumb son of a bitch? You stupid fuck. What a shame, man. Lame-ass comic like you. Why do you think you got so many nicknames? Jeff Cry, Jeff Lie, Jeff Y, Jeff Bye. Did I say Jeff Lie? I hope so. I'm a little stoned. I'm a little too stoned to worry about if I said every single Jeff Dye slur. I also did say that thought his name was Jeff Dye because that's what he does on stage every night. I liked that one. Sorry, not to toot my own horn too much, but come on. He dies on stage every night. He's bombing. That's what he's known for as a comedian. He's the bombing comedian. The Unabomber comedian. Give it up for the Unabomber of comedy, Jeff Dye! Give me a fucking break, dude. Give me a break. There's no way. There's no way. It ain't happening, bro. I wonder if I got a sound on here to emphasize how much of a no. I mean, that's a good one. That's what you need to do, bro. Stop honking your fucking horn. Stop being a little bitch boy. I think you need to get some strange, dude. For real, man. 'Cause you fucking stink, bro. You are cow shit, dude. It is not happening. Yeah, I do have this soundboard. I know you guys have heard the Mario jump before. I know you guys have heard some of these sound effects before. That sounds like the fucking Nick Mullen Year of the Dragon intro. Yeah, it's just fucking sad, man. But it's also good in a way. I've seen how much momentum Ben's gotten. I'm glad he got that sport drink badge. That shit is badass. Let's be real. I mean, from Alex Jones talking about him to Jeff Dye making up stories out of jealousy and bitterness. Are you upset that Ben's a more lovable person? The guy's walking around with a cane. He can't see. And all he does is some of the best satire I've ever seen. Which, the only time it should hurt anybody's feelings is if it's true. Do you get what I mean? And I'm saying that in the most sincere way that you're going to get out of me on this episode. Only people, when it's sincere, will get upset. So if it's the truth, that you're a little bitch and you suck, and that it was a grift, and that's the only reason that this is your reaction to it all, right? It's not to do a podcast with Ben or whatever, and no, you choose the cop-out method. I mean, that's cool. If that's what you want to do, little buddy, and you think you're special and fun and unique, then right on, bro. Right on. You keep pressing. You are such a leader in this space. Everybody just needs to take a page out of your book, right? Straight up. Fucking pussy, man. Anyway, if we kind of center ourselves for a moment, and on this last note, Ben, I hope everything gets better. Not that you're not killing it right now. I'm glad the memberships went up, but I hope the YouTube shit changes. I hope that completely changes. I still don't understand why Lemon Party was affected. Yes, I get that you're one of 3 mics on the show, but taking that away from 2/3 of the people, that seems like some type of, I don't know, legal breach? I don't know how else to say that. It sounds silly coming out of my mouth, but there just doesn't seem something right about, because of something that happened on a different show, that somehow impacts Lemon Party and they need to remove that completely over something taken out of context that was completely satire and joking, and you kind of have to watch the show and be a part of the show to understand the show, or understand any of these shows, any of these pods. And I'm sorry that because of some fucking bullshit, your platform and then something that you have built up into an empire with, Ace and Low Key. Yeah, man, I'm sorry that it got fucking bowed out for nothing. Just, keep taking care of your kids. Keep doing the show, even though it's on Rumble. I was one of the guys telling you, maybe you should just take it private. You're big enough to do a Sam Hyde thing now. Just take it private. Do little clips. You could always do like, you've also seen what Sam does. He gives people like some of the episode for free, and then he'll pull it back. You could do that. You could do members only streams. Do whatever you want. You have the motion now, man. The right people will pull up. Maybe it'll mean less trouble for you. It sucks to have a wall and gatekeep people, but it does keep the beasts out. You can't have livestock if you don't have a fence. You need some type of layer between you. You already had some fucking psycho try to bring Chick-fil-A to your house. I don't like that. I've seen shit like that in the past. I don't like it. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's weirdo shit. It is. Whoever thought they were being cool doing that, it's not cool, man. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants it. Just be a normal person. Be nice to people. If you don't like what they do, leave them alone. There's a lot of fucked up shit out there. Nobody should be mad at Ben for anything because you're not doing shit about the world. Go to fucking Gaza if you want to talk to me about Ben Avery. You fucking loser tool bitch. There's no universe where anybody needs to be doing this. Over jokes? Over being funny? I'm sorry you're not part of the humor, that you're not enjoying it. That's a choice, in a way. This would have been long done if your decisions had been different. But you're mad because of the choices you made? What? Get the fuck out of here. Come on, buddy. We're not in little baby school anymore. I know you learned how to take responsibility. You had parents. Not to bring up your family. But come on, man. I know you were raised better than this. And as Ben chides, it isn't very Christian of you. It's not very holy. I don't think the higher power would appreciate what you're doing. You are not wrath or vengeance. You're supposed to be a faithful and humble one and trust in the path. And you didn't. You interfered and you did something wrong and you played this victim card, which is pathetic. You're not a victim. You're a fucking loser. You take money from people. You're a fucking loser. That's what you do, Jeff. You take people's money. 'Cause you're a fucking loser. You make people sit in a fucking dingy club and listen to you drone on about nothing. And you're a good guy? Ben Avery giggles? Fuck you, pussy. I got something you can giggle on. You fucking fraud. You suck, dude. You suck. That is all you are good at, is sucking. You should start an OnlyFans. Start a Pornhub account. Middle-aged white guy takes a pounding. And it's just 10 minutes of you doing comedy. I want to see that. I love the people that are coming after you. I'm just going to be honest. It's not that I'm willing it into existence, but I'm allowed to be a spectator and go, bravo, encore. You're just a bitch, man. You're a little bitch. Now, maybe next week, I'll finally get over this little bullshit I've been having going on, because this episode did go off without any fucking problems. Thank goodness. I needed that. I miss talking to you guys. I miss hanging out with you. You know, sometimes things can't be perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't matter to me. And for anybody who is wondering, yes, I'm aware the music cut out. I couldn't care less. Shit happens. I don't need music to talk. I just like having something to vibe to. You know what I mean? Smoke a bowl, do a dab, drink my coffee. We got some good riffs in here, but I do like having a guest. I like having somebody to cooperate with. And even if I can't do something big, I think I'm just going to try and have at least somebody on. Because I've mentioned that. It's not that I hate one-on-ones, it's that I think you get more out of 3 people than 2. It's just the truth. And I will try to mix it up down the line. I don't want it to just be a lot of male energy. I'm sure there's female comedians out there who might tolerate coming on for an hour to speak. Ever since Leighton showed me StreamYard, it's just, I'm locked in. I like it. It's cool. Anybody who's looking for a good option to, again, have that basically a digital comedy club, get a StreamYard. You get to record 2 hours for free, so you don't have to just pay them for shit. 2 hours isn't a lot, but guess what? That's 2 pods a month. That's 2 times a month I could have guests on without having to dump any money into it. Now, if I had memberships and we were rolling a little bit, I'd pay. I'd do it. I don't mind investing into this shit. But for now, it's low effort yapping, which I think a lot of people do want. I don't think people want this to get too over the top. But I promise, even if I get Cumtown money, I won't grow an ego. It'll just help me take care of some things. You know, we all got problems. I'm not going to sit up here and act like a pile of money in my lap wouldn't fix it right now. If I had $100,000 right now, I'd be able to take some family members out of some bad scenarios and make things right. And that's not even a lot of money to some people, but I'm just giving you perspective. My shooting stars are not that far. That's really all I'm looking for to get happy, is get that kind of money, access to some decent money to take care of my family. That's what should matter. Not trying to fucking take people's shit away. Because at no point in time did Ben ever say, oh, Jeff Dye needs to get removed. I'll say that. I think Die Hard needs to be taken down. If you're going to take down the show and Lemon Party, I think Die Hard, it's only fair. You know? You can't just... we can't do one without the other. But I don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We'll wrap this one up a little bit. It's just a teeny bit early. I do have this fat dab loaded that I'm about to take. I got some other shit I gotta do. And again, sorry about not being able to commit the way I've wanted to, and that things have gotten a little hectic lately. It's not my intention. I do want to try and do some guest spots, but my problem is I hate asking because it makes me feel like Jeff Dye, and I don't want to be a grifter. That's what we should just start calling grifting. Jeff dying. I don't want to start dying. You know, I want to live. So if anybody wants to have me on, you know, or if you're a fan and you'd like to see me on a pod, you could always ask somebody on my behalf. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be self-satisfying. So if shit happens, it's great. I've loved every appearance I've made on stuff before. And again, me failing to have my ducks in a row have prevented me from podcast spots. Leighton has tried to get me on Losercast multiple times. I could have been on the Christmas episode. I've been wanting to do content with Toad for a minute. I could have done an episode with Toad right then and there, and it was a great episode. I didn't have my shit together. I wasn't able to be a part of it. Them's the breaks sometimes, you know? So, now I'm starting to get back in the saddle a little bit. I really do think after this weekend, things are going to settle back down. So, thanks for everybody who's hanging in with me. And, yeah, much love, motherfuckers. But fuck you, Jeff Dye.